Welcome back to the deep dive from the Tuesday Tune Up, the Ancestor Edition. And so we've been talking about the ancestors' message of needing to lighten up and to have more fun and to bring more specifically laughter into our lives, no matter what the external circumstances are. And so I've got a spread for us to go deeper. And if you haven't seen the original, it is on the Spiritual View, and I will link that at the end. And we've got 444 on the clock, so that's an angel number for us. Okay, so let me get my spread up and let's go deeper into this reading. Okay, and again, I'm Jennifer Halliburton with the Awakened Jenn Tarot. Okay, so we're going to be using the Soul Coaching Oracle, the Secrets of the Ancestor Oracle, and then the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. So that one's kind of cool. I don't use that one a lot, but it's got some really cool pictures in it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the soul's message. So what does your soul most need to hear right now to align with your ancestors' guidance? So what does your soul most need to hear right now? We're pulling this with the soul coaching deck. Okay. So we have communication. There is a tiger on this card too, a little girl talking to a tiger. And, we were talking about in the first part of the reading how we do have to overcome the fear. And I mean, she's definitely not afraid if she's talking to this tiger. Okay, so that's also an 11 card. Communication. Communication from your heart and communicate from your heart and speak your truth without hesitation. Be willing to stand before the crowd and share from your center. This isn't the time to be shy or hesitant, but to heal through communication. You are a natural teacher. Your soul wants you to know discretion is the better part of valor. However, sometimes it may be fear rather than discretion that keeps you from reaching out. Communication restores trust and allows you to clarify your ideas, position, and feelings. It can be healing when you share what has been withheld. Now is the time to take a risk and have the courage to speak with forthright clarity. Share any unspoken darkness that lays heavy in the heart, even if you're afraid. Declare your truth for all of the world to hear without fear of being rejected or misunderstood. When you do this, transformation and healing can occur. The affirmation is, I communicate from my heart and love surrounds and protects me. And so just connecting it back with the message that we've already been sharing, it was talking about like if you really are having a hard time finding the joy in your current moment, you may be in the wrong groups of people. It may be the literal people that you're around that are draining your energy. But the only way to really find that out is through direct communication. And so like I am somebody who I actually detest conflict and I will avoid it with everything that I've got. And just a few weeks ago on November 20th, I did a resistance breakthrough session with Becoming Zesty. And it was a hypnosis session, but what they were doing is they were getting me down to the very core block that was holding me back from really breaking through to my success. And so when they really dialed it all the way back, it came back to fear of conflict. And that fear of conflict is really about fear of using your voice, fear of speaking up, fear of speaking out, fear of what will happen when you use your voice to communicate your own personal truth. And so as I went deeper in that, you had to, what was the next thing that you could do that was going to help you to release that block? And so the next thing that I needed to do was have a very difficult conversation that I had really been putting off. But see, it's those difficult conversations. It's on the other side of the difficult conversation of everything it is that I really wanted. And I'm sitting here on this, front side, I haven't had the conversation yet. I haven't had the conflict yet because I'm afraid, to have that conversation, to really speak up, because I don't know what's on that other side. Like or right here just feels like, well, this is working enough. I don't want to rock the boat. And right here, our guidance really is, you're not going to get your fullest authentic version of your life, like everything that is that you're really wanting, unless you are brave enough to actually express that. And the first place you're going to communicate that is to yourself. You have to communicate to yourself what it is, that the type of life that you're actually wanting. Do you want to give this life over to everyone else's wishes? Do you want to give this life over to everyone else, what everyone else wants for you to do? Or are you going to live this life for yourself? And the only way that you're going to be able to live this life for yourself is by communicating, by having those hard conversations, by speaking up when you know that, like, you've been done wrong. I mean, it's just, you've got to be able to communicate and advocate for yourself. That's really the word that I think is coming more, is the advocate. You have to be able to communicate what it is your personal truth. You have to be able to express that. And so that is the soul's message, is you really do have to tap into, like, what is that that you need to be speaking? Who is it do you need to be speaking this to? And it may be multiple people. And so you may need to make a list of, like, what's the least scariest one, tackle that one first, so you have success under your belt and you can kind of keep moving forward. But have those hard conversations, know exactly what it is you're wanting, and then have the conversation that's going to align you with the thing that it is that you're wanting. Okay, so the next card I'm pulling with the Secrets of the Ancestors, and it is the ancestral karmic patterns. So what repeating pattern or karmic energy has been passed down that is impacting your current path? What karmic energy has been passed down from your ancestors? And we have the Huntress, soul awakening. And so it's like that continued seeker. It's just the seeking for understanding and not really trusting yourself that you already had all of that within you, is what I'm getting first and foremost from that. So the Huntress, soul awakening, and that's a 20 card. Okay. So this corresponds with the Judgment card. Cycles are ending so that you can be renewed. You are moving towards a new era and looking back at the lessons learned. This may be a season where you are analyzing your life. Signs and answers are being shown to you, but you must be willing to see them. You are in a period of sacred awakening. Continue self-reflection. The Huntress ancestor is traditionally judge, jury, and executioner. She is all about the accountability. This is a call to action. There's always a second chance. This is a time for reflection and reckoning. The ancestral medicine is revelations are unfolding. This is a period of personal reckoning, pregnant with the opportunity for renewal and rebirth. The declaration is, I lovingly release the past and make way for the future. And so, since it correlates with the Judgment card, one of the things about the Judgment card is it's opening up to your truest version of yourself, which comes back to that communicating it first to yourself. I think that's one of the first self-realizations that you're getting, but then actually communicating it out to the world so that you can actually be it. So the Judgment card is really about the decision to fully step into your fullest authentic version of yourself. Okay, and so the karma that has been passed down, I think it's that not recognizing that part of yourself and continuing to seek for that part of yourself outside of yourself. Because the Huntress card, that the Huntress word just kind of keeps sticking to me, is seeking. It's just continuing to seek as though you don't have it within yourself already. Okay, so I'm going to pull the rest of the spread with the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. So the next card is your ancestral support. How are your ancestors supporting you in overcoming this karmic pattern? How are they helping you to really step into your truest version of yourself? We have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups it's about following your heart. She's loads of compassion. And so I think that, like, whatever that passion, that little seed of passion, like that, the desire, those are the things I'm kind of like, what are those things? Those things were planted there on purpose. That's the gifts. That's the gifts that you've been given. It's like those desires that are so deep within there, they've been in there just, I mean, your whole life, those deep desires. That's the thing. That's the thing that's like, bring that out. It's like those are being like activated like crazy right now. Like that's, I think you're really feeling like just this strong pull. And you know that, and the reason why the pull is there, that's the gift. That's the gift. They're reminding you that you came here with a purpose. You came here with a mission. You came here with a plan. They're reminding you that that plan is within you. You can't keep searching for it outside of yourself from other people. Other people aren't going to tell you what it is. You already know what it is. You've been given that and you're feeling it, and you have to look for it within. Okay, the next card is the shadow to address. So what hidden fear or shadow is holding you back from fully embracing this guidance? We have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is about confusion, because you do know there are a lot of options, possibilities, and I think there's just a lot of distractions. This is really worried about getting it right. This is a person who really has a strong need to get it right. So you may have like a perfectionist mentality. And I think that the guidance that comes with this card is that there's really no right or wrong path. And it's really about what it is do you actually want. Are you being just that honest, even with yourself, about what do you want? And I think we can really be hard about admitting that. That is really hard to admit sometimes, that no, I really want this type of life. And so, like, I'm going to say, especially if you were in a job that's an okay enough job, but you want more, you make yourself feel bad. Like, you know, you're making good money where you're at. You know that right where you're at, you know, like, people can be very proud of you, but you have some desire in here for more. And you guilt yourself about that because you should be okay with what you've got. Or you're in a relationship that it's not a bad relationship, but it's just, there's something more. And you know that you want more. And so you guilt yourself and you tell yourself, like, I can't actually make that decision because it's just a desire. It's not a like clear, like, this is gonna be. And you've got right in front of you, like, this is, you know, so like, that's the thing. It's like, you don't even want to admit to yourself. So you're keeping yourself in this state of confusion, as though you don't know what it is that you actually want. And I think that you do know what you want. You just don't think it's achievable. Or you don't think that you have what it takes because the obstacles may seem too big to get to it. I don't think that this really is that you don't know what you want. It's just because you don't feel like you can get what you want, you don't know how to be happy with where you are. Okay, so the next card is the soul aligned action. So what action can you take to honor your ancestors and step boldly into your purpose? We have the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is really looking back at the resilience that you've had, how far you've already come, what you've already overcome, everything that you already accomplished to this point. Remind yourself how much you did, everything that you did. You are the only person who's been with you literally your whole life, every single second of the day. You know what you've been able to accomplish. You've seen every win that you've had. You may have seen every, low point, but you've seen every single win that you've ever had. And so you're going to remind yourself of really what you are capable of, what you overcame, what you were able to accomplish. And that's going to give you the strength to know that you have what it takes to make this decision, that you don't have to be, this confused, and that those desires were put there with good reason and purpose. Okay. We're going to close it out by pulling another card with the soul coaching oracle. So this is your inner light. What strength or gift do you possess that can help you carry forward your ancestors' legacy? It's beautiful. We have gratitude, and look at the grandmother on there. And so I feel like that's the energy that's really coming through strongly, is this grandmother energy of just reminding, because that's when I really thought about just think about it. The 20s, that was my grandmother. That was my grandmother that had to go through that whole life. She was born in 1918. So I think that energy definitely is strong. It's just reminding you, look at how resilient they were, everything that they went through. And I'll tell you, I've thought about that grandmother a lot this past week. So this is interesting that it's coming out. I really have thought about her a lot because she didn't have a lot. I mean, she didn't have nothing to her name. She had at least 4 house fires that took everything within her life and didn't even have anything, even to take. She never learned to read or write. She never worked. She never drove. She never, her life was her family. She had 9 kids and just literally nothing. She had nothing fancy in her home. Like, most of her furniture was probably given to her by people who were just getting rid of stuff or literally dug out of a dumpster. Like, she was humble. She never wore makeup. She kept her hair just up in a bun this whole time. And just like the clothes she wore, but I will tell you, she never complained. And there wasn't probably a single soul on this planet that would have ever had a bad word to say about her. Like, like where we worry about, people coming over to our homes and they're not looking perfect. Her home never looked perfect. And she never had anything, just of real value to be able to share. But nobody ever talked bad about that woman. Nobody ever acted like she didn't live a good life. Nobody ever acted like she should have been doing more. And she was, like, this card is about gratitude. She was thankful. She was thankful for everything that she had. And she was just content. Like, if she got more, that was even better. It was just like, she wasn't just sitting here constantly desiring for more. It was just, if she got it, that was just even better. But she was already in a good place to begin with. She was already happy enough to begin with. Content enough to begin with. She had just gratitude, to begin with. So that's just, powerful energy. But I'm going to read the message of this card. So again, this is the strength that you possess, that you can help carry forward your ancestors' legacy. And it's the gratitude. And I'm going to say it's the gratitude for the sacrifices that they made to get us to this place too. The universe is grateful for you. Appreciation for everything flows through you in a great bounty. Cherish the preciousness of life and everyone and everything around you. Your soul wants you to know gratitude is the secret to a joy-filled life. True thankfulness can work like modern alchemy, yielding happiness and peace beyond imagination. And it's so simple. Find what's good and wonderful in every moment. No matter what's happening around you, there's always something to be grateful for. Whatever you appreciate in your life will grow. So discover what you're thankful for, even the people and situations you found challenging, and watch miracles unfold. This is a glorious time to be alive, and I am so grateful. Are you grateful to be here today? Are you grateful? And I think it was interesting because 2020 was just on the timer. Are you grateful to be here today? Are you grateful for all of the lessons that you have went through? Are you grateful? Just like, can you find the gratitude? Just even if you don't feel like you have your perfect desired life, can you find the gratitude for where you are, for what you do have, and where you know that you're heading? I think that we do need to just like that whole going back to the first part of this reading is we can come out of survival mode. That root chakra that I was talking about at the very beginning, we can now go into our creative energy and then move up into our power and then move up into our heart, and then be able to communicate it. And then, we can see it and like total connection. So, I mean, we can come out of that fear state. You may not feel it yet, but I mean, we have gotten a lot more stable. And I think that that's what they're reminding us. And then even if we don't find the full stability, because going back to the woman who was born in 1900, everything that she had to live through up to 1980, if she just kept waiting for life to get better, she wasn't going to get to live that life. So she had to find a way to live that life no matter what. All right, so thank you for joining me today. Hopefully you found this helpful. And remember, please comment, like, share, subscribe. That helps tell the algorithm to keep pushing this out to more people. It helps to grow my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. So until next time, I will see you later.